What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Duga, coming at y'all with another video, man. And today, man, I'm going to take a look back at last season and preview and predict the NFC North Division for the 2019-2020 season, man. First, I'm going to look back to last year. You had the Chicago Bears winning the NFC North. Um, I like this team a lot going into last season. I like the addition of, new head coach Matt Nagy. I like the addition of Allen Robinson. I like the addition of former Eagles tight end Trey Burton. And, I didn't think they would quite win the division, but I definitely did think that they would be improved, you feel me? And they was. And lo and behold, they won the division. And of course, in the wild card round, man. Also, shout out, even before that, shout out to the Bears, man. Because without the Bears, we wouldn't be able to get into playoffs week 17 by them taking care of business against the Minnesota Vikings on the road. And lo and behold, we met up in the wild card round, man. It was a very good rock'em sock'em defensive football game. Nick Foles came up with a huge drive later in the game to put us ahead. Trubisky, young as he is, man, he stepped up and he put a drive together and got the Bears in field goal range. But Hester got a piece of Cody Parkey's ball and it hit the goalpost, hit the upright, and it was no good. Thank you, Lord. And the ball was tipped, man. So y'all don't give Cody Parker such a hard time for that, man. So they fell short, but it was overall, man, it was a great season for them, man. You also had the Minnesota Vikings, obviously a disappointing season for them last year. Previous year they made it to the NFC Championship where they took on my Eagles, came to Philly and just got the brakes beat off of them. But felt like they had to make a move at quarterback, and ultimately Kirk Cousins talently is a better quarterback than Case Keenum. I mean, let's not dispute that. But Kirk Cousins has a history of coming up small in big games, man. And he did that again last year, week 17. They got the Chicago Bears at home, who pretty much was not playing for a whole lot, and he went out there and he laid an egg, man. They got, granted it's a great defense, but they laid an egg and missed the playoffs. Real disappointing season for the Minnesota Vikings last year. Then you look at the Green Bay Packers, man. Very disappointing season for them after it started off with a bang, down 20 points to the Chicago Bears. Aaron Rodgers getting hurt, coming back in the game, finishing off the game, getting the victory. And then it just was a tailspin after that, man. The team just looked very bad. They had an ugly loss at home to the Arizona Cardinals, which led to the firing of Mike McCarthy, who was their longtime head coach, even won a Super Bowl championship with the Green Bay Packers. But, it was just an ugly season for them, man, as they fell short and they missed the playoffs again. Then you had the Detroit Lions, man, and what's it? Their head coach's first season, Mike Patricia, almost forgot the man's name. And Mike Patricia's first year as their head coach, um, it was an ugly year for them too. Like, I mean, granted, he was in his first year, so we're gonna see if they end up doing things a little better. They traded their big time receiver Golden Tate to my Eagles in the middle of the season, who did okay, I guess at times. Did have that big touchdown catch against Chicago, but a real ugly season for Detroit last year as they finished last place. Looking at these teams heading into this season, man. First off, with the defending division champs, the Chicago Bears. I think they had a big loss, man, losing their defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio. He's now gonna be the head coach of the Denver Broncos. You know, me personally, I think it's somewhat of a big loss, and I'm not just saying that because I'm an Eagles fan, but they traded away they leading rusher Jordan Howard to my Eagles, and I guess they want when they got a rookie I think coming in that who they expecting to do big things, and they also got Tariq Cohen over there. Mitchell Trubisky, man, I feel like I like Trubisky, man. He made a big jump from his rookie season heading into last season, and I think in that offense he's gonna continue to grow and grow and grow. Like I said, I kind of question the backfield a little bit. Cohen obviously is. I think he's more of like a Tariq Hill type of player more than like a Kareem Hunt like he had with the Chiefs offense. But we're gonna see what the rookie they brought in, what he's all about, man. Receiving core, man, Allen Robinson. He didn't have a great year, but he had a really good playoff game against my Eagles, man, and that's something to look forward to with him coming into this season. Obviously, man, they got Trey Burton at tight end, man. Unfortunately for the Bears, he missed the playoff game against the Eagles, but he had a really decent season last year, man. Um, the thing is, man, they lost Vic Fangio, who I think is a big loss schematically for their defense. But they still got the personnel over there now. Obviously, Khalil Mack, who, in my opinion, besides Aaron Donald, was the best defensive player in all of football last year. Akeem Hicks, man, had a monster season for them on the defensive line. Leonard Floyd, who's a former first round pick, he shows a lot of flashes coming around the edge a lot of the time. Their linebackers core, man, Roquan Smith, man, really nice. Rook came in kind of late, I think, with a contract issue and stuff like that. But he played really well for them, man. And then in the secondary, you had Kyle Fuller, who had an all-pro type season. Unfortunately, Eddie Jackson got banged up, and he had an all-pro season, unfortunately, but he didn't really play much in the Eagles game. So, for me, the thing is they lost Vic Fangio, man, schematically, but and they lost Jordan Howard, who was that bell cow to that offense. It's still a really good team, but they lost a couple of pieces, yo. Then you look at the Minnesota Vikings, man. They're getting Dalvin Cook back this season. Hopefully for them, man, he's healthy. It's hard for you to be really, really healthy unless your name Adrian Peterson. Like, it's hard for most people to be at an elite level their first year coming off of an ACL injury. So for the Vikings, hopefully for them, Dalvin Cook could come back and return to the form that he was in his rookie season before he got hurt. And obviously last year he was banged up all year. Receiving core, they got one of the best receiving duos in all of football, man. And Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs, man. Both those receivers are very, very good, man. I really like Thielen a lot, man. Um, Ton of catches. I think he had a streak where he had over 100 yards for I forgot how many games to start the year last year. He's a big time receiver. Stephon Diggs is a big time receiver capable of going off at any minute. Also, really good weapons. Kyle Rudolph they re-signed. They got the rookie tight end from Alabama, Irv Smith. They got some pieces offensively, man, and defensively, Danielle Hunter, man, what a big time season he had last year. One of the sack leaders in the NFL, coming through. Linebacker, it looked like they was gonna lose Anthony Barr, but he ended up to the Jets. But he did end up re-signing with the Minnesota Vikings, so it's a good get for them. And of course, they solid secondary, man. Xavier Rhodes, you know Harrison Smith, and and that other guy they had a rookie last year, man, and Mike Hughes who did solid. I'm expecting big things out of him this year. The Green Bay Packers, man. Obviously they fired Mike McCarthy. They got their new head coach in. I think his name LaFleur. They've done a couple of nice things in the draft the last couple of years, man. I like that cornerback, Jair Alexander, I think his name is. I like every time I watch Green Bay play, he jumped off the screen for me at the cornerback position, man. He has a lot of talent. He has a lot of swag. I like him, in the secondary, with Kevin King also. They drafted Rashawn Gary to come in and play on that D line. Um, and offensively, man, we're gonna see what this new scheme is about, man. I think Aaron Jones is a really, really good running back if they use him properly. I don't think the last couple of years he's been used properly to his skill set. I think he could be a really good, solid running back in that system. Obviously Aaron Rodgers, the bad man himself, one of the greatest QBs of all time. Receivers, Devontae Adams is a very big time wide receiver, and they got a bunch of other young receivers, ready to step in and make some things happen. Then when you look at the Detroit Lions, man, obviously they added Trey Flowers to come around the edge. You know, they get their running back who had got injured last year. He was a rookie from Auburn. He had got banged up, man. He was playing really. He was like their first 100-yard rushing in forever before he got injured. He was banged up toward the end of the year. They get him back. Um, receiving core they went a little younger. They gonna go with with the Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay, regime. Defensively, Darius Slay still out there. Linebacker Jared Davis. They should be a little improved, but we gonna see. As far as my prediction for the NFC North this season, man, you know what, man? I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers to win the NFC North. I think the fact that they have a new offensive scheme. I think the fact that I think they're gonna use Aaron Jones the right way this season, and I think their defense is gonna be much more improved, yo. I like the Green Bay Packers to win the division this season. Second, I struggled with this, man. I went back and forth, but I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings, man, to be second in this division this year. I think Dalvin Cook is gonna have a big year for them. I think he's gonna be actually healthy, and that's gonna really help out Kirk Cousins. You're gonna take a lot of pressure off of Kirk Cousins in the passing game, and obviously they got a solid defense, man. So I like the Minnesota Vikings to finish second. I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears to finish third, man. I think they take a little step back this year. I still like this team, going forward, to compete every year, but I think they take a little step back this season, man. I think they're gonna miss Jordan Howard more than they believe they will. And I'm not trying to sound biased because he with my Eagles, but it's something to having physicality to your run game, yo. And Jordan Howard brought a certain physicality to that running game. And Vic Fangio, they may have a couple of issues defensively with the new scheme that they're running, but yeah, man, I just think they finished third. I don't think, not that I think they're a bad team or gonna do bad. I just like Green Bay and Minnesota to bounce back this season and be a little better than them. And last place, man, I got the Detroit Lions, man. I just don't think they nowhere as good as the other three teams in their division. You know, not to say Matthew Stafford sucks or anything, or Mike Patricia sucks as a head coach. I just don't think that they're as good as the top three in their division, man. So for the NFC North, I got the Green Bay Packers winning the division. I got the Minnesota Vikings finishing second. I got the Chicago Bears finishing third, and I got the Detroit Lions finishing last, yo. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go on, hit the like button for your boy and give me a subscribe. I'm gonna have NFL content, man, throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly Eagles fly.